Throughout the winter months, I don't feel like going anywhere, so home workouts are my BFF. Thankfully, I discovered Mossa. Mossa has a history that spans 5 decades of inspiring millions of people to move. Mossa has hundreds of on-demand workouts and recoveries for everyone, new movers and athletes alike, 300 plus and growing. My podcast listeners get 30 days free on top of a 14-day trial with my very own promo code, Total Mom Sense 30. After 44 days, a subscription is just $9.99 per month. Workouts fit every schedule, whether you have 10, 30, or 60 minutes. And they're actually enjoyable, driven by music and amazing coaching. Mossa's video library has workouts like dance, MMA, mind body, HIIT, and cycling. They've got work-ins. Their word for recovery is work-ins, like the D-Death series, to offset our sedentary lives, and 10-minute synergy experiences based in yoga and Pilates. I especially love strength training. These structured workouts improve fitness, a stronger physique, living better, feeling better, which means we're able to run around with our kids or grandkids and build better brain health and a can-do attitude. To learn more, log on to www.mossa.net. And remember, use my promo code TOTALMOMSENSE30 to receive 30% off your subscription. What are you still doing here? Get moving. Want to know what my favorite time of year is? It's Diwali. And this year we celebrated at the White House with Mayor Eric Adams and at the South Asian Met Gala, aka Diwali at the Pierre Hotel. And it was covered by Vogue, the New York Times, and more. I got a chance to sit down with the hosts of the event and talk about the guest list and the food and music and entertainment and fashion and all the revelry around the holiday. South Asians have arrived, and our kids are going to be celebrating in a whole new ecosystem where our culture is valued and we celebrate rich traditions from all over the world. So if you have Diwali FOMO, don't even worry about it. Put on your sweats, grab a cup of karak chai, and listen in to this podcast because you will feel like you were there. You can tune in on my website, that's totalmomsense.com, and on all the podcast players. So come celebrate Diwali with me all over again. Happy Diwali to you and your family, and Sal Mubarak. Hi there, it's Kanika. Get ready for another season of That's Total Mom Sense, where I interview global thought leaders on their life stories, the legacy they're passing on to their kids, and of course, their mom sense and dad sense superpower.
It's me, Bobby Brown. Can't wait to share my story.
Hey, I'm Daphne Oz.
Hi, I'm Shani Darden.
Hi, this is Christelle Lynn.
Hi, I'm Bhavna Shalmalan.
Hi, this is Tony Leroy.
Hi, I'm Shannon Lee.
Hi, I'm Farnoosh Tarabi.
Hi, this is Michael Perry, founder of Maple, and you're listening to me on That's Total Mom Sense.
It's our mission to be inclusive, so we're having dads pull up a seat at the table. Tune in to my new monthly segment, What Matters Most with Maple, featuring my co-host, Michael Perry, tech founder and devoted father of 2. Thank you to my brand partners, community, and you, yes, you, for making this podcast possible. Episodes release every Thursday. Join my tribe by logging on to thatstotalmomsense.com and subscribe wherever you listen so you never miss an episode. This is That's Total Mom Sense's special Diwali episode, and I couldn't have it without you, Maneesh Goyal. Thanks so much for being a part of it.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
So tell us the genesis of this huge Diwali event and New York moment that you were a part of.
So I was born and raised in Dallas, Texas, the son of immigrants. Growing up, Diwali really represented something of enormous pride for me because it was the holiday that my parents knew. And so it was the one that made them the most excited. Of course, we would force them into Christmas and Halloween and Thanksgiving and everything else, but this was theirs. And I felt it in their eyes and I saw it on their faces when Diwali time would come around. And that's when I basically said, let's start like how in whatever capacity we can, but let's throw a Diwali party that New York hasn't seen before. Now, this is the year to put it on the map, the Indian Met Ball. Right. You know, we just kind of said, let's have a high focus on fashion. Let's have it be glamorous. Let's have it be then let's not have it be only South Asian. And so let's try to include others. And we said the goal for us would be a story in American Vogue.
I guess lastly, tell us about the traditions you hope to pass on to your son with Andrew.
Adrian is really, this is so nice to be able to experience Diwali through his eyes for the first time. And so for him to understand that our family has this culture and has these traditions. And so Adrian was fully dressed in his Indian wear, and
I love it.
He put a kurta pajama, but then with high tops because he's still got to be a New York kid. I read him the story. Now of course there's so many great children's books around Diwali. It was really just it's great for us. Me being a first-time parent, his first Diwali, our first Diwali together as a family, for us to start to build the foundation that will continue to grow for years and years to come.
So now I am with Anita Chatterjee, and she is the founder and CEO of A Game PR. And she was truly the creative mastermind behind what this star-studded Diwali event was this year at the Pierre. So what were some of the highlights for this year's Diwali at the Pierre?
Wanted to make it an inclusive event. Definitely make sure that like all the guests were from different backgrounds, different religious backgrounds. And so we had a great diverse group of people who attended. We're very happy to see Kelly Ripa and her husband, Cal Penn. And, it was just great having them there and, just seeing them enjoy the party and celebrate the holiday. And Christian Louboutin, Ronan Farrow, it was just nice to see them celebrating Diwali and acknowledging another cultural holiday. So that was just really nice to see. As you know, fashion is a big part of the tradition of Diwali. People really wear their best. And so, for that reason, we made sure Falguni, Shane, Peacock, the famous designers, were a part of the event. It was a great event to bring the community together and really to kind of bring more exposure to the holiday by, bringing together our friends who also had been big networks and, can share the party on their social media and their followings. So the people would learn more about Diwali and how it's this beautiful holiday that billions of people celebrate.
Now I'm with Sakshi Khurana, and she's the CEO and founder of 360 Partners. And she was a host of the star-studded Diwali event at the Pierre this year. And we can't wait to chat with her and hear all about how it came to be.
Growing up, Diwali is, as you know, like one of our biggest holidays, and I have such fond memories of Diwali, like families coming together, doing pujas together, just a feast everywhere, shopping, decorating your homes. And when my family moved to Seattle specifically, we sort of lost that. And it was quite depressing, to be honest. I remember one of the two kids that attended high school in our neighborhood. And it was a very different experience for me, whereas nobody knew what Diwali was. Nobody wanted to know what Diwali was. But to see where we've come and how far we've come today, it just puts a bigger smile on my face, because this has always been the goal, especially as a mom.
Yes.
I have a 5-year-old little daughter, and I constantly think about what am I doing and how am I passing down our heritage to her? What is my part? So yeah, putting together this Diwali party in New York City is such a joyous time of the year for all of us. We take such pride in it. And it was really nice to see everybody be supportive from the community.
And what are some thoughts or advice you have for the audience? And it's multicultural.
One thing that I personally love for Diwali around our holidays is taking moments to slow down. I've learned, and especially as a mom, as an entrepreneur, I've learned how important it is to just slow down, take a moment, be present. And a lot of us don't get the opportunity to do that because we're constantly on the go, go, go. Whereas I highly encourage everyone, just slow down and take note of your life and everything we've accomplished so far and who we're around, who we're surrounded by. And these are moments to just cherish it all.
Next up is Alvina Patel Buxani, brand and communications architect and investor. And it's so wonderful to see so many South Asians in leadership roles and, taking on just the prominent industries that we have. And, if you want to just shed light on that, on some of the A-listers who came and why.
Yeah, I think, really there's an interest and a curiosity about the occasion. But more than anything, in working in fashion for so many years, I've had so many people say to me, I want an occasion in which to wear these clothes that's appropriate, right? We talk a lot about cultural appropriation. Diwali is a time when anyone can participate in the festivity, and part of it is what you're wearing. And so, talking to a lot of people across the board, from Kelly Ripa, who was like, are you sure it's okay? And I said, of course it's okay. It's a celebration. And finding something that she was comfortable wearing from, a fit perspective, but also from a color perspective and a comfort perspective was really beautiful. Another, woman who was there, Tina Lung, who's an amazing fashion editor, stylist. And, she has this light blue hair, and she picked this Anita Dongre lehenga that just really accentuated everything about her, and nothing about it looked out of place. And so it was really fun to see how inspired people got and how much they leaned into the idea of it without treating it like a costume, but really treating it like a beautiful gown to wear for an evening out.
And to think, I actually had hosted a Diwali function at my kids' school. I have 3 kids under 5. And it was so natural and organic for everyone from all backgrounds to wish one another happy Diwali, and to see everyone coming together and lighting diyas and making rangoli. It made my heart feel so full, because it was not that way growing up as immigrants in the States.
Yes, definitely. I think, our children will have a completely different experience with this holiday growing up here. Our son goes to a school that already gave Diwali off on Monday. And it was really nice to see that it was recognized. Same thing, kind of being able to tell the stories, and really the story that it doesn't have to be religious. It's really about what everybody needs right now, right? Like thinking about light and knowledge over darkness and evil, and how, really you want to put yourself in the path of people and occasions that make you feel good and want to do good things. And that's really what Diwali is about, with a fresh start and taking a look at all of the things that are positive in our lives and really emphasizing that.
Yes, beautifully put. That's exactly the essence of the holiday. So chances are, if you've come across an ornate Indian outfit that has feathers and sequins, it's more than likely Falguni and Shane Peacock, who are the masterminds behind the creation. Today, they're joining me for our special Diwali episode, and we're going to hear from them on how they outfitted so many celebrities and A-listers for the premier Diwali event in New York City. You're trailblazing and always ahead of the trends year after year.
I think we try to keep it very relevant and on trend every season, being it with different collections or the different labels that we have to offer. So I think we keep growing as a brand and keep changing the looks of how we would like to take the brand ahead.
Yes. And what I love is that you're not touted as just, bridal wear. It's something that's formal wear for all occasions. And, the proof is in the Diwali celebration that you had outfitted everybody. So tell us a little bit about that, how everything's very lightweight and wearable for really any function.
I think that's one thing both Falguni and myself have been working from the last couple of years, trying to make each and every outfit as light as it could get, because we understand that Indian functions, they're very long.
Yeah.
And people like to dance and people like to have a lot of fun. So I think the outfit plays a very important role in the behavior or the mood of the person. So the lighter it is, the much better. So the person can go throughout the night with having fun.
Yes, exactly. So tell us about the Diwali function and, the themes that you kind of carried out through the celebs that were wearing, your creations.
This time I wanted everyone to have fun. We wanted to keep nice, light, beautiful lehengas.
I think it was been a constant back and forth every day. We're discussing about where you're going to do it, how big we want it to be. And I think they put a great effort in in first putting this across.
And I think in the past 1 month when we were working on these outfits, we actually, I knew who we were dressing, and then we worked on them according to their style. So they fit in really beautifully in it. We wanted to do completely different looks for everyone. We didn't want the looks to be, monotonous and repetitive. So yeah, it's taken a lot of time and effort to get this done together, but it was really amazing. Yeah,
I think also Diwali as a celebration is something that everyone looks forward to.
And Diwali in India is celebrated like, it's a long 20-day festival where people meet, dress up, bring out all the Indian wear saris, wear lehengas, wear kurtas, get all their jewelry out and play cards. And, there's so much of celebration. So it's such a nice feeling to see this same thing happening over here. Yeah. There have been so many Diwali parties here in New York City, and it's really good to see everyone meeting up and partying and getting their Indian looks out.
But tell us a little about the sherwanis as well. I really love how you had dressed Kalpen and Maneesh, because their outfits were effervescent and so sharp. How did you kind of come up with their looks?
I think Maneesh was the prince of the party.
Yeah, Maneesh was wearing, and he kept on saying, I'm the Maharaja, I'm the prince of the party. And he wore it so well. It was like, he just knew, that he was looking so good, and he was really, carrying it off so beautifully, because also the look is such that it had gold and it was like a deep burgundy. It was not
a very royal color, dark color.
Yeah, it's a royal color, but it's not something that you would expect a guy to wear, So
Yes,
it was
exactly.
like something very different, and he wore it so beautifully. It was really nice, This year has been very eventful for us. We, in June, we had gone to London, where we got awarded as best designers, doing international work. In the House of Lords, we got awarded. So it was really amazing experience going there. And then yesterday we went to the White House, and it was another great experience, and seeing so many Indians celebrating Diwali over there. And it is such a good time, for an Indian to be in, because everyone is respecting what work we are doing across globally, whether it is, people as editors in the magazines, or, Beloved Acharia for Netflix, for Kamala Harris as VP. It is just so amazing to see everyone, excelling so much. It's such a proud moment for all of us Indians,
It really is. It really is. And I think of, I have 3 young kids. I have twins and a younger one. And I think they're growing up in such a different world. And it is so exciting how global and diverse it is, and the fact that they get to be so proud and embrace their Indian heritage, because all of their friends who aren't Indian are curious and they're going to embrace it too. It's wonderful how far we've come through the decades. Well, thank you so much for taking the time and joining us, and thank you for adding your signature style to Diwali.
Thank you, Kanika, and thank you for doing this and giving everyone a platform to talk about it.
Thanks for listening to this very special Diwali episode that's so close to my heart. I think of my childhood growing up when I had to explain what Diwali was, and now our children are growing up with the holiday and having a day off from school, at least those in New York, thanks to Mayor Eric Adams. So it's a completely different world, and I love that so many cultures and backgrounds and people and luminaries are embracing the holiday. To listen to this episode, you can log on to that'stotalmomsense.com. You can also search for it on YouTube, That's Total Mom Sense Diwali episode with Kanika, and you can follow me on Instagram. That's where I'm most active, at Kanika Chadagupta, and that's where you'll see all the promos and key sound bites of this special episode. If there are guests you feel should be on my show, email me at that'stotalmomsense@gmail.com. I am so thankful to our community of parents and industry leaders who support this show, and I'm so happy to celebrate Diwali with all of you. A big thank you to Anjula, Maneesh, Anita, Sakshi, Alvina, Falguni, and Shane, and Alvina for making this episode possible. Thanks for sharing your light with the world and bringing Diwali to the masses on a global stage. It's about time, and I'm so grateful to be a part of it and share it with my audience. Thank you again. Happy Diwali and Sal Mubarak.